Welcome back to Mixology
Yeah,
101.
Something a little different this
Thin
time
Blue
around.
Whiskey. So this kind of came from you.
Yep.
You sent me a TikTok from Eric
I forgot his last name.
at Mobile Bar.
Eric at Mobile Bar. Yep.
Okay, yeah, he's on TikTok. We don't know him, but that's the deal that Jimmy stumbled across. And this drink sounded absolutely refreshing, called the Bourbon Crush. Now, what's in the Bourbon Crush? Well, funny you should ask. We're going to tell you.
Bourbon.
That's
It
probably
is.
why it was in my algorithm to begin with, and then it just kind
Uh-huh.
of went downhill from there. But
So we have 2 ounces. What did we?
so
What
the
do we
mix
do?
is a full drink is like 3 ounces of orange juice,
Yep.
2 ounces of Sprite or your favorite lemon lime type soda, beverage, and then a half an ounce of triple sec.
Okay. So we cut those down just a touch, and then the bourbon 1.5 to 2 ounces.
Yep. So in our case, we're going to half that as well. So we'll do an ounce of bourbon.
So yeah, so we have some. What a good mixologist will always do is, at least from my understanding, is we'll add the cheap ingredients first. And then
Fill
we-
a glass up with cheap
Yeah.
stuff.
So we have we have 3 glasses filled with the mixer stuff. That's the orange juice, Sprite, and triple sec. Now that guy got all sorts of fancy with the
Yep.
orange peel or
As a
something.
proper barkeep
Eh,
might do.
Yeah, we're not proper here.
This
We're
ain't
just
this ain't no Tom Cruise movie. We're
Yeah.
just pouring it out of the stuff and drinking it. So
Shitting over the head.
yeah, we're not doing that.
So what we thought would be fun was to give you guys some, hey, let's try some different proof points. Because, sometimes people that drink their cocktails want something a little punchier where it comes through the cocktail. Like, I like my whiskey cocktails pretty whiskey forward. I
yep.
like the flavor of whiskey, so I want the higher proof to punch through the mixer stuff.
Right.
Some people don't. So we picked 3 different proof points for this experiment. And so we figured we're going to give you something in the 90s, and then we're going to give you something in the 1-teens, and then, for those guys that like to drink a little bit higher proof, we've got you something over 125 plus. So we've got 3 fairly significant proof points here. But the point of this is use quality whiskeys.
Yep.
You don't want to use just trash shit, right? So use quality stuff to make your cocktails. That's what we're saying. So this first one, we're going to start out with a little light. We're going to start out with a nice 93 proofer. I think we all can agree. We want a good, nice quality whiskey here. So we picked a nice Blanton's. It's good, good quality bourbon. That's
Easy to get.
easy to
Everybody's
get,
got it
readily
on
available.
the shelf. Yeah.
But the flavor profiles are quintessential whiskey.
It's
Bourbon.
so hard for me to even drink this.
Yeah,
We're basically strong arming Jay into this whole segment.
It's not.
This is
You're probably that's probably not going to be your favorite cocktail.
No,
I'll take the blame. This was my idea. We normally
Yeah.
review just neat Glencairn
I
stuff.
have a feeling this is going to be pretty bland, with the old Blanton's.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, Jimmy, you want to take over on the?
Nope.
Your shakes.
I've got the shakes,
Oh,
and it's
Look
going
at
to
that.
be just fine.
Oh,
I think that thing stirred itself out there. Hard you threw it in there. Shit.
yeah. So that's
This will be
number 1.
number 1.
So we're gonna get that a little stir. We got all professional. I got a little official stir instead of using my finger like.
I already touched the knife, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
And we're going to lick the glass. So we are good friends.
Oh, okay. So that's really nice. Not whiskey forward enough.
Okay.
The 93 proofer just doesn't punch through.
It's a lot of orange juice. I mean, you
Yeah.
couldn't
Now we
hardly tell.
mixed these to spec from the guy's TikTok.
Yep.
We ratioed it down to the same ratios.
Yeah, that one, it's hard to taste any. I mean, Blanton's is great.
I taste
clearly.
triple sec. Like
It's coming
all
through
I'm
hard
catching
on
is
the
that-
sugars.
Yes.
that syrupy triple sec is hitting me. That's it.
Yep. I think we're going to have to kick
That's
it up a
good
notch.
though.
It's good.
It's good. It's
If you
a
mixed
nice,
up a jug of that,
refreshing.
you could get a lot of people in
That-
bad places pretty quick.
That would be really nice on the lake on a
Yep.
hot day.
To me, I'm thinking hot day, cold drink, refreshment,
Mm-hmm.
kind of clean the palate out. But yeah, that also might get you in trouble because if you can't taste it,
Yeah. Well, luckily you can just run down to the local store and pick you up another bottle of Blanton's,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
make you up another batch of it. So whatever.
And if you have those locally, comment where that is so we can go there.
Yeah.
And not at airport prices.
That's right. So that was a good first,
That's
first
nice.
gasp, though,
There's
right?
nothing wrong with that. Good.
We'll
Good
just add
quality.
some more to that off camera and finish it up. But
It's
second one through though.
Yeah, that. Honestly, that may happen. Add a little more whiskey to it.
yeah.
But the flavor's nice. It's refreshing. It's good.
Yeah,
So
that was a number one.
okay. Hey, Mike, what do we want to do if we want maybe a little bit of a little bit more whiskey flavor? Okay, well, we came up with
Well,
We could.
we should go with a fuller proof.
yeah.
So we picked a nice everyday, Weller full proof, nice looking label.
On the shelf for about $55-$60, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Once
very-
again, we're living in total reality here behind the bar.
Extremely available. Pretty much if you live anywhere with any kind of a liquor store, it's going to be available.
Yeah.
The
usually
color,
collecting dust on the top of the bottle.
the label color here, this yellowish color on the Weller part makes me think it's going to go really
I
good
think so.
in that
You know,
cocktail. So they're coming in at 114. Now it is a weeder. I don't
It
know.
might put a little bit more
it
into
may
it.
be a little softer. I don't know if the 100, even though it's 114 proof, with it being a weeded bourbon, I don't know if it's going to kind of have that punch that we really want to come through in a cocktail. But we're going to give it a try.
sure. The science is always up for debate. You make your cocktails the way you make them. We're trying this recipe based on some recommendations.
Availability, budget-friendly bourbons.
Yep.
Sure, just like you've come to expect here on Thin Blue Whiskey.
Yeah.
Completely based in reality.
So let's try the little
Stir,
higher
stir,
proof.
stir.
We need a soul straw.
Ooh.
Little higher. Here, you take the first pull.
Thank you, sir.
Well,
It's still a lot of the. I mean, I'm starting to pick up that weeded bourbon a little bit.
That came through my cardboard.
Yeah, it's not.
that's not good.
I'm not in love with it.
That was
That's
bad.
not good. The Blanton's, even though the flavor's way lighter, the Blanton's is
It's
actually
pretty
better.
solid. Yeah, that tastes like cardboard. I don't.
Yeah, that's not good. Whatever
Wow.
the weeded bourbon is doing in that cocktail isn't good. So I guess
Oof.
use this as
Yeah.
Toilet cleaner.
A cautionary tale.
to maybe look at a different. Even though it's a 114 proofer,
I
maybe
think
use something that's
I think
not
like a
weeded.
Seagrass.
like a full proof.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
maybe something that's
Ooh,
a
or
little
dovetail.
super
Yeah.
hot. Yeah.
Throw something in there. Maybe that hazmat one for later.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I
That
I
had a
don't
weird-
know.
Had a weird.
It's
It did have kind of a weird funk to it.
That's funky.
I'm not
okay.
I hope one of these
wasn't
is
a
good.
fan.
Hopefully they are. I mean, again, you don't know until you know. We're trying something new. Thanks for,
Look at the color difference, even though.
Yeah, something's funkalicious.
Yeah, that's weird. That the Blantons would be darker.
Racist.
All right, so next up, we thought, okay, well, what about those guys kind of like me, who as a proof snob, you kind of gravitate towards the
I
higher
enjoy some proof.
end. So
I get in
wanted,
trouble. I can't have them.
You have to have your wife come and pick you up.
Oh.
So we thought, okay, well, we want at least 125 proofer, right? So we really want, and it's not weeded. We wanted something to really punch through, maybe with a little bit of a rye-ish
That might actually
spice.
kind of work in this.
I really wanted to showcase a good quality bourbon in a cocktail. So we have chosen the Colonel E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, and I really think this is going to be nice. Again, this one's a little bit harder to find
A little bit.
than the other two, but still, if you get any kind of a relationship with a store, you should be able to find it. I'd still never have, and so whatever. So we've chosen for this nice cocktail the Colonel E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. Again, maybe a little more difficult to find than the other two, but you get what you pay for, right? So we're 127.5 proof. This one ought to come through the cocktail.
If it doesn't do it, I don't know if this is going to be a smash or a pass on this whole experiment, but
Yeah.
we tried.
Whiskey. That starts nice when he just hits it with
I'm
it.
telling you, the guy's got skills.
Yeah.
Although,
And no shakes.
yep. I don't know why you're rubbing that in, but that's fine.
Jimmy, you're first
Yeah,
up on
oh,
this one.
boy.
Give the honors on this one.
Old lives matter. Perfect
Did I
cut
put a
for
hole in your
today.
seat?
It's fine.
All right. It does find its way around the triple sec and the OJ a little bit. It's still not overpowering though. I feel like we're gonna have to really juice it up.
I'm gonna give this drink a hard pass.
Not loving it.
Not any of it.
It is very sweet. Whoa, the house is haunted.
That's cool.
It was cool. I don't know, man. I had high hopes for this.
I did too.
You know, time and place is what we used to preach quite a bit on the show as we come back into the summer months. I bet you, after a good hard day of any kind of outdoor sport, this one might be pretty okay. But you gotta like sweet, and you gotta like OJ, and you gotta like.
I think that's the kicker on this cocktail is the fact that there is just so much sweet in the mixer. Like you've got orange juice and you got
three pretty sweet juice forward things.
You got any really, really inexpensive tequila?
Ooh.
I think we should make another one and do it with tequila.
right there.
Yeah, we can do that.
Fortaleza.
I think one of those would be pretty solid.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because
A nice Fortaleza Reposado. That might be good.
Yeah.
I bet that would be good. Orange, lime. I mean, that screams Mexico, doesn't it?
It does.
Weird.
Crazy. Okay.
Well,
Guys, we tried. They're not all going to be winners.
yeah,
You know?
that's right.
I wanted to try something. Thanks a lot, TikTok. You
I-
ruined me
I
again.
think this is not this
in America.
Yeah.
this is not a sit around in your house and drink.
Nope.
This is for a hot day. I think we've proven that it doesn't matter what proof of whiskey that you put in here.
You put some
taste
pretty
about
good
the same.
stuff in it, and
They taste very similar.
It's hard to overpower the mix.
Don't go weeded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
That was bad.
we could doctor the ratios and probably get a little more whiskey forward, but
Yeah.
we-
I mean, if you want to we made them how we were instructed and shown how to make them. Obviously, if we were to just keep adding booze, we could get the whiskey to come through the
They'd be
cocktail.
perfect.
But but if you make cocktails the way the recipe says, I would say that this is a pass. If you want to make this particular cocktail with a lot of booze in it to cut through the mixers, then that would be the only way to do it.
I think so. Sorry, guys.
But the flavor itself,
tried.
I'm actually kind of liking the Blantons.
I did. I think our first foray
probably
through
the
there was
best one.
probably the best
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
As
So-
far as the flavor goes,
So maybe,
Taylor's not bad either.
the
that
weeded,
weeded-
the
that
weeded's
weeded was
no
bad.
good. Just don't do a
No.
weeded bourbon. It's probably not going to be good.
as a walk away, up the booze, maybe reduce the orange juice and the Sprite content or whatever your palate likes, but save it for a day when it's 100. We'll revisit this in July or August. Maybe our thoughts will differ
Maybe
a
at
little
the
bit.
lake.
Maybe at the lake.
Maybe at the lake.
So there you go. Let us know, what have you had a bourbon
We've had a bourbon
smash?
crush. Bourbon smash. I think it's crush.
Bourbon crush.
We're passing on it though.
I keep flip flopping them. I think there's two. I think
It
there's
could be.
two different drinks.
I'm
bourbon
sure.
Crush, bourbon smash, and I keep effing it up. So let us know what you think. What do you think of our whiskeys that we chose? Did we mess up by picking these whiskeys? Should we have tried something else with?
Maybe something more expensive or harder to get.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe-
I think that's where we missed the mark on this
Yeah,
one.
maybe we should go with like Super Tater allocated.
Yeah, maybe.
High proof, maybe a George T. Stagg.
I couldn't dare put that in a glass of that.
Yeah, I mean, that would be
I
sacrilege.
mean, it's
I'm
like,
thinking
I don't know.
old-
I mean, who would mix Big K Cola and things like that?
I don't know.
Terrible individual.
I'm putting some Old Crow in one of these and running with it, so forget about it.
That would probably be pretty good, though.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. The Bourbon Crush, Smash, whatever the hell this cocktail is called, is time and place.
Time and place.
Time and place.
Yeah.
And I think
We're
that's
not there yet.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Thin Blue Whiskey.